11 speedboats circle one destroyer. Distance closes to 100 meters. Weapons crews stand ready. This is Naval Frontline. The Strait of Hormuz becomes killing zone. Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy executes swarm tactic against American warship. USS Paul Hamilton transits through international waters. 30% of global oil passes through this choke point. 21 miles wide at narrowest point. No room for error. At 04:47 a.m. local time, the Paul Hamilton enters strait. This Arleigh Burke-class destroyer displaces 9,000 tons. Crew complement 300 personnel. The ship carries Tomahawk cruise missiles, Harpoon anti-ship missiles, 5-inch deck gun, close-in weapon systems designed for blue water combat. But the Hormuz requires different capability. Shallow coastal waters favor small, fast boats. Iranian doctrine exploits this advantage. The IRGCN operates hundreds of speedboats. Each boat carries rockets and heavy machine guns. Some mount anti-ship missiles. Crew size ranges 3 to 7 personnel. Maximum speed exceeds 50 knots. American destroyer makes 30 knots maximum. Simple math favors attackers. Naval Frontline confirms IRGCN bases line Iranian coast. Bandar Abbas serves as primary hub. Dozens of boats deploy each day. They conduct surveillance, harassment operations, practice intercepts. The activity maintains constant pressure. Today brings different mission profile. First contact occurs at 05:12 a.m. Single speedboat approaches from starboard. Distance 3,000 meters. The boat holds steady course. Bridge officers monitor through binoculars. Radar tracks movement. No hostile action. Standard surveillance pattern. The boat maintains parallel course. Then second boat appears. Port side approach. Same distance. Same profile. The symmetry noted. 2 boats. Opposite sides. Coordinated movement. USS Paul Hamilton Bridge calls general quarters. Alarm sounds throughout ship. Crew rushes to battle stations. Weapons systems activate. The destroyer maintains course and speed. Freedom of navigation continues, but readiness increases. Third boat joins at 05:18 a.m., then fourth, then fifth. The swarm assembles. Boats arrive from multiple directions, some from Iranian territorial waters, others from Omani side. They converge on destroyer track. Within 10 minutes, 11 boats surround the Paul Hamilton. The tactical situation deteriorates. Iranian boats begin high-speed runs. They race toward destroyers and veer away. Distance closes to 500 meters. Bridge-to-bridge warnings transmitted. American captain orders verbal warnings. Radio channels broadcast repeatedly. International maritime law cited. Iranian boats ignore communications. The harassment continues. 11 speedboats. 1 American destroyer. How close is too close? At 05:31 a.m. Iranian boat crosses destroyer bow. Distance measures 200 meters. Wake turbulence rocks the speedboat. But Iranian crew maintains control. The boat circles back. Second boat mirrors maneuver. They work in pairs. Coordinated tactics. Training evident in execution. USS Paul Hamilton weapons systems track every boat. Fire control solutions calculated continuously. Close-in weapons system locks on. Phalanx CIWS ready for engagement. 20mm Gatling gun. Rate of fire 4,000 rounds per minute. Designed for missile defense, effective against surface targets. 1 trigger pull eliminates speedboat, but rules of engagement prohibit firing. No hostile act committed yet. Harassment does not justify lethal force. American crew watches. Iranian boats approach closer. The destroyer cannot respond with weapons. Only verbal warnings. Only maneuvering. The asymmetry demonstrates. Small boats control engagement. Naval Frontline analysis indicates deliberate provocation. Iran tests American resolve. Rules of engagement, response time, tactical flexibility. Each boat run collects data. Iranian officers observe. They note radar tracking, weapons orientation, bridge responses, intelligence gathering through confrontation. The pattern repeats across years, but today, escalation accelerates. At 05:44 a.m., Iranian boats close to 100 meters. This crosses threshold. American captain considers options. Firing warning shots permitted under engagement rules, but warning shots risk escalation. One round hits speedboat. Casualties result. Iran claims unprovoked attack. Regional crisis ignites. International opinion shifts. The calculation runs rapidly. Captain decides against warning shots. Instead, orders evasive maneuvers. Destroyer increases speed. Course changes initiated. Hard starboard turn. The Paul Hamilton heels through turn. But speedboats react faster. They anticipate maneuver. Boats reposition instantly. Surround maintained. Speed advantage negates destroyer agility. Iranian boats demonstrate superiority in confined waters. American technological edge means nothing. Geography trumps capability. The strait favors small craft. Heavy warships operate disadvantaged. This reality shapes engagement. Overhead helicopters launch from Paul Hamilton. 2 MH-60 Seahawks lift off. They carry door-mounted machine guns. Crew chiefs ready weapons. Helicopters take station above Iranian boats. Rotor wash buffets speedboats. Crews shield eyes from debris. But boats maintain position. Helicopter presence adds intimidation. Visual demonstration of firepower. But Iranian crews show no concern. They continue harassment. Who holds advantage here? A. U.S. Navy with firepower. B. Iran with numbers and speed. C. Geography decides everything. Iranian coastal batteries activate at 06 hours. Anti-ship missile sites energize radars. Silkworm missiles target Paul Hamilton. Chinese-designed weapons. Range extends 100 kilometers. The destroyer detects radar illumination. Electronic warfare suite identifies threat. Missile launch warning systems alert. Combat Information Center updates threat board. Surface swarm plus coastal missiles. Multi-domain threat environment. American destroyer faces calculated trap. Iranian boats continue close approaches. Distance reduces to 75 meters, then 50 meters. Crew members visible on both sides. Facial features distinguishable. Iranian personnel film encounter. Cameras record destroyer response. Propaganda value evident. Videos will broadcast regionally. Message reinforces Iranian capability. Small boats challenge superpower. David versus Goliath narrative. Regional audiences receptive, but tactical reality more complex. Persian Gulf states watch nervously. Saudi Arabia monitors from across Gulf. UAE tracks developments. Qatar observes. Kuwait assesses. Bahrain hosts U.S. Fifth Fleet. Regional allies depend on American presence. Iranian harassment threatens confidence. If U.S. Navy cannot transit safely, how can allies trust protection? The strategic implications expand beyond immediate confrontation. Naval Frontline sources confirm additional U.S. ships in region. Carrier strike group operates 60 miles south. USS Abraham Lincoln monitors situation. Fighter aircraft ready for launch. But carrier intervention escalates dramatically. Iranian response could include ballistic missiles, regional bases targeted, oil infrastructure attacked. The escalation ladder extends upward rapidly. Better to contain confrontation at tactical level. Paul Hamilton crew maintains discipline. But what happened at the 6-minute mark changed everything. Iranian speedboat crew produced shoulder-fired missile, man-portable air defense system, man-pads pointed at helicopter, the threat explicit, immediate escalation, American helicopter takes evasive action, flares deployed, hard banking turn, Missile lock broken, but message delivered. Iran willing to escalate. Shoot down possible. Casualties acceptable. Regional war risked. The calculation shifted. USS Paul Hamilton captain requests immediate guidance. Satellite communications connect to 5th Fleet. Commander receives situation update. Options discussed. Political leadership consulted. Decision authority escalates to Pentagon. Minutes pass. Iranian boats maintain pressure. Second manpads appears. Different boat, same threat. Helicopters pull back to safer distance. Iranian tactics succeed. Air support neutralized. Destroyer stands alone. At 06:18 a.m. authorization received. Paul Hamilton permitted to use water cannons. Non-lethal response approved. Fire hoses activated. High-pressure water streams target speedboats. Iranian boats scatter temporarily. Water pressure rocks small craft. Crews soak through. Visibility impaired, but boats return within minutes. Water cannons provide brief respite, not lasting solution. Iranian commanders adapt. Boats approach from multiple angles. Water cannons cannot cover all vectors. Swarm tactic prevails. The harassment continues through morning. Straight transit requires 2 hours. Paul Hamilton only 30 minutes into passage. 90 minutes remain. Fuel calculation concerns Iranian boats. Speedboats carry limited range. High-speed operations consume fuel rapidly. Some boats must return for refueling, but replacements arrive. Fresh boats join swarm. Total numbers maintained. Rotation system ensures pressure continues. Iranian logistics demonstrate planning. This operation prepared carefully, not spontaneous harassment. Coordinated campaign. Command structure directs boats. Communications monitored, orders transmitted. Boats respond to central control. The swarm operates as unified force. Naval Frontline confirms straight traffic halts. Commercial shipping stops transiting. Tankers hold position outside strait. Insurance companies assess risk. Lloyd's of London updates threat ratings. Oil futures spike on markets. Brent crude jumps 8%. Regional instability premium increases. Economic impact spreads globally. Single destroyer harassment affects world economy. The leverage demonstrates. Iran controls Chokepoint. Global energy depends on passage. Disruption capability exists. Execution requires only speedboats. Asymmetric power projection. Is this a warning or the start of something bigger? Analysis suggests calibrated message. Iran demonstrates capability without crossing red lines. No shots fired, no casualties inflicted, but threat conveyed clearly. Hormuz closure remains option. Regional war possible. Global economy vulnerable. Tehran signals these realities. Western sanctions hurt Iran. Hormuz leverage provides counter-pressure. The strait becomes negotiating tool. At 07:30 a.m., Paul Hamilton nears strait exit. Iranian boats begin peeling away. Mission accomplished. Harassment sustained. American destroyer forced defensive posture. Regional message transmitted. Videos captured for propaganda. Tactical victory claimed. Final boats depart at 07:51 a.m. USS Paul Hamilton clears strait. Ship enters Gulf of Oman. Open water provides relief. Crew stands down from general quarters. Damage assessment conducted. No physical harm, but operational lessons learned. Strait transit requires different approach. Swarm tactics effective. Technology advantage negated. Geography dominates tactics. 5th Fleet commanders review engagement. After-action reports compiled. Tactical adjustments considered. Convoy system proposed. Multiple destroyers transit together. Mutual support against swarm. Helicopter coverage expands. Armed drones add surveillance. Patrol boats escort major warships. Asymmetric response to asymmetric threat, but resources limited, fleet stretched thin. Global commitments exceed capacity. Hormuz requires permanent presence. Other regions demand attention. Strategic dilemma persists. Iranian leadership broadcasts success. State media shows speedboat footage. Revolutionary Guard praised. Deterrence narrative reinforced. Regional allies note outcome. Saudi Arabia requests additional American presence. UAE expresses concerns. Bahrain offers increased basing. Kuwait seeks reassurance. Regional stability depends on credible protection. American naval power must demonstrate effectiveness. Single harassment incident undermines confidence. What does the next move look like at sea? Naval Frontline assesses 3 paths. First option increases American presence. Permanent destroyer patrol in Strait. Helicopter coverage continuous. Show of force sustained. But this allocates resources permanently. Other missions suffer. Second option develops new tactics. Small American boats counter Iranian speedboats. Asymmetric versus asymmetric. Coastal patrol craft deploy. But procurement takes years. Immediate solution unavailable. Third option pursues diplomatic engagement. Talks reduce tension. Harassment protocols established. Communication channels improve. But Iranian leverage remains. Negotiations favor Tehran position. Each option carries costs. No perfect solution exists. Strait geography creates permanent vulnerability. Iranian advantage persists. American naval dominance faces limits. Chokepoint control proves decisive. Who controls these waters? Answer remains contested. Iran demonstrates harassment capability. America maintains transit rights. Neither side achieves. Standoff continues. Does this escalate next? Risk stays elevated. Every transit brings potential confrontation. Iranian tactics evolve. American responses adapt. The spiral continues upward. One miscalculation triggers shooting. Casualties result. Regional war begins. Oil supplies disrupted. Global economy crashes. The scenarios exist. Prevention requires restraint. But national interests drive behavior. Iran defends strategic position. America maintains freedom of navigation. Compromise difficult. Subscribe to Naval Frontline, where fleets meet first. Hormuz Strait demonstrates asymmetric warfare. Speedboats challenge destroyers. Geography trumps technology. Chokepoint control shapes global economy. This is the front line of sea power. Naval Frontline delivers analysis from contested waters, where small boats swarm capital ships, where harassment becomes strategy, where one strait affects world markets. Follow for breaking coverage. Hormuz remains flashpoint. Naval confrontation continues, where fleets meet first. This is Naval Frontline.